Hello, everyone. This is Len Holmquist in company with Ward Novak at Price Lanes, Price's Corner, Wilmington, and we are about to bring you the championship match in the Bowlers Gazette Top 10 Prep Girls Division play. And our very first shot is from Tina Zaza. Tina is 11 years of age. She is a 6th grade student at Skyline Middle School. And she bowls out of Price Lanes. This is her home house as she goes by a single pin spare and will go open in the first frame. Now there is Kelly Stevens, blonde-haired gal, 10 years of age. She doesn't take a whole lot of time getting up on the approach, and she really fires that pretty pink ball that she's got, Ward.
Yes, she does, and it's kind of interesting. I was looking at the bios here as we get going, and it looks like Tina has never won a tournament, so this is going to be her chance. And Kelly has. Kelly's won a no-tap tournament at Holiday Lanes, and she's finished twice a couple times.
Kelly is 10 years of age. She is from Aston, Pennsylvania, I believe. Goes to Chichester Middle School, where she's in the 5th grade. She has great form, and she's got herself a spare. Good cover by Kelly.
It was a real good shot. She has a real good straight arm swing. And again, this is a product of the Holiday Lanes coaching program.
And I'll tell you, at this age, with these little bodies, just getting that arm swing straight, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yes, it is. I think everybody has to realize that a real strong junior program and a real strong better bowler program is what's going to bring the bowlers back.
Kelly's got to be happy with that one. She's got her Holiday Lane shirt on. She's been bowling for about 5 years, and she looks like it.
Yep, she put that ball right in the pocket.
Absolutely dead in the pocket. And you know,
Sue Turchin's watching.
Well, I'll tell you what you can do, as now we have Tina Zaza. Tina was the #1 qualifier. She's going to have some work left to do on this spare shot.
Tina has her 160 game patch on, so she's gained some accomplishments.
And if you watch her, you can tell that she's had some good instruction, but maybe not for such an experienced time as her opponent, Kelly. Doesn't take any time on the approach. Has gone open in the first 2 frames. Ball skids on her a little bit, but they all go down. Nice hit for Tina. Good shot. Tina said that she got started bowling because she used to watch her dad bowl, and then she'd go practice with him.
Got over those first game jitters on TV.
How about this? 10 years old, 11 years old, bowling for some kind of stake on television. What an experience it must be. Kelly's got her game face on, too, I tell you.
Well, they're both concentrating pretty much. But I don't think it's any different for them than it was for the top 20 folks. You don't want to bowl bad on TV.
No, that's for sure. She's eyeing her mark, eyeing her pins. Really fires the ball well, and she's got herself a spare. And I'll tell you what, this young lady, she's 10, and I can see 5, 6, 7 years down the road the makings of our next top 20 women's titleist.
Yep.
She's got all the earmarks of that already. Shows great form, great concentration. Her dad, Tom, and her mom, Linda, they're here watching. She's got a brother, Tommy, sister Stacy. They're good bowlers. Came through the program at Holiday as well. Well, she left herself a big split, but and her dad is sitting off to the left, and he tells her go for 3. I think that she probably figured that out herself, but
yeah, she knows what she has to do. She's obviously got some experience.
She's already got 55 pins down through the 3rd frame, and she'll go for the 3.
And she's got them.
And she's going to get the 3. Almost got more than 3. So now it'll be up to Tina Zaza. Tina with a little bit of a break because Kelly went open. Tina not with that good knee bend that you like to try to instruct the youngsters with. She leaves an 8-pin standing.
Tina seems to be playing a little bit more up the center of the lane. Doesn't have quite the same kind of rotation. If you notice that Kelly does. Kelly gets that 11 o'clock kind of flip. That was a much better ball, and she got her spare.
Covers her 8-pin. One thing about these youngsters, they don't take a lot of time. They're up there ready to go. Near the head pin, 7-pin will not cooperate. Let's see if she'll go cross angle. Let's see if they've been instructing her to go cross lane or exactly how she'll play it. She will use a spare ball. We do know that. She's playing it from the left. It's going to be a rail runner. Going to try to keep the ball right down the line, and she has done it perfectly. I think she's done that before.
She's played that shot before.
And we'll be back with more in our Prep Girls Championship match between Kelly Stevens and Tina Zaza in just a moment.
What advice would you give to a younger bowler?
Ooh, that's a good one. First off, I would say definitely practice. It's important, and people don't realize how important it is. Secondly, I'd say get some good coaching. When I first started bowling, I really didn't have any coaching as a junior, and that's important. Also, make sure your equipment fits. That's a huge thing as kids start to grow and your hand changes. You have to make sure that you change your grip along with it so that you don't get into bad habits because the grip doesn't fit you. And keep your cool. Don't get angry. I see too many tempers flaring out there by the kids. It's not the right way to go, and it's difficult when if you go to be a professional after that. It's hard if you let your temper get the best of you.
For all your back at Price Lanes, Len Holmquist along with Ward Novak in our championship match of the Prep Girls Bowlers Gazette Top 10 tournament. Kelly Stevens this time goes a little bit wide on the right lane.
Yeah, she's left herself kind of a challenging spare here, but she seems to be able to adjust and move around a little bit, so we'll see. She'll probably angle the ball in at this.
Kelly went open in the 4th frame on lane 3 and counts 63 through the 4th. Her opponent, Tina Zaza, the top seed, she counts 54 through the 4th and has a spare in the 5th frame. Kelly with a good-looking spare shot. Gets that 8-pin to fall out. Claps for herself as well she should.
She got that wall action with the head pin and carried that spare right out of there.
Got a little smile from Mom. Gave that smile back as well. Waits for the ball to return.
I used to bowl a lot of tournaments when my mom would sit in the back, and it was always bowling more for her than for me.
Now, Ward, I'm going to point something out to you. You don't have to be an overpowering bowler. You don't have to have a 16-pound ball. Look at these pins fall with a 9-pound ball, that Kelly's throwing.
Yeah, I'm going lighter.
Accuracy. As you get older, you go lighter. As you get older, you go stronger when you're Kelly's age.
I'm going lighter.
Okay. She likes to bowl in tournaments because you can have fun and you can meet other people. This is a young lady with a purpose.
Yep.
She's got that 9-pound ball going after the 7-pin, and she's, just missed it. She'll go open and have a 91 through 6 frames. Tina, on the other hand, is 54 count through 4, working on a spare in the 5th frame. So we've still got ourselves a match. Tina was the number 1 seed. Kelly the number 2 seed. She'll need to do some cover work on the right lane with the 6'10" left standing. By the way, other finalists in the Prep Girls, Kristen Carmine from Bowl-O-Rama, Jessica Denny of Price Lanes, and Leah Locke from Holiday Lanes. And we'll run by and pick the 10 off the 6. By the way, in Prep Girls, Leah Locke defeated Jessica Denny 181 to 122, and then Locke defeated Christine Carmine 126 to 113. Stevens, Kelly got into the championship match by defeating Locke 122 to 118. They all fall for Tina Zaza, who is staying in this match, and her mom and Dad, Tony, and Patty, they're watching on, and they've got their fingers crossed for her.
I'm sure these youth bowlers, too. I noticed Tina has on her Price Lane shirt, and Kelly's wearing her Holiday Lane shirt. I'm sure that there's some pride involved there to bring that championship back to their bowling center.
Oh, absolutely, positively. 4-pin will remain standing for Kelly, who has fallen behind in this match. Just missed that 7-pin a moment ago in the 6th frame, and she'd like to have that shot back. We'll try to cover now the 4-pin. 10 years of age, 5 years a bowler, great form, and slides by another single pin. Those single pin misses are going to hurt.
Yeah, she's shooting across lane spares, and we made a mention a little bit ago of Tina going right at him, right up the rail.
But
and again, Tina bowls here.
But if you were instructing, Ward, how would you go about instructing a youngster to shoot those corner pin spares?
Well, I think you have to gain some experience with them and the trust, and then get them to move to the right and use a lot of the lane. Get to the right and shoot those left side spares.
Kelly's going to have another chance for a single pin. She hasn't had any success of late. Missing a 7-pin, missing a 4-pin. If this were 9-pin no tap, she'd be on fire.
Yes, she would.
And we might make mention to all of the youngsters watching this competition that the Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour Columbia 300 Delaware Open Junior Pro-Am is a 9-pin no-tap competition coming up at Bowl-A-Rama in September, so they might want to get involved in that.
No, she pulled it a little bit. She's going to miss.
Crossed her body a little bit, and those single pin spares are haunting her right now. She counts 109 through the 8th. Here comes Tina. Tina's been bowling for 4 years. She uses an 8-pound ball. Right down the middle, good skid, and they all fall. That's a double for Tina.
It was kind of interesting. I noticed that Tina's using one ball for her strikes and one ball for her spares, and I thought maybe she had figured something out, but I noticed they're both 8-pound plastic balls.
She likes to bowl in tournaments because of the extra practice. She says she needs extra practice. Tournaments give her that, and she likes to win prizes if she can. She could win a prize here, a big prize, a triple.
All right, 3 in a row.
3 in a row for Tina, and Kelly waits to give her that bowler 5. And Tina looks to be on her way to victory here. Kelly started out strong, but those single pin misses, they hurt her. She's got great form, though, and back into the pocket, and just not enough with that 9-pound ball to knock out that 8-pin. And Mom Linda sitting right in back of her. See her? Oh, she's agonizing. She's probably agonizing more than Kelly.
Yeah, but don't forget, she left that 9-pin with an 8-pound ball, but I don't think it would have been much different if he'd have used the 16-pound ball on that shot.
That's very, very true. She'll be able to talk to her classmates up at Chichester Middle School about this experience. What a great experience for her. And she's going to be working on those single pin spares, I can tell you that. That's what the coaches at Holiday Lanes will have her doing, concentrating and keeping her eye on those single pin spares, because she has now left 4 and missed all 4. But what great form, and I'll tell you what, when you start getting 9 down, those 10s follow in quick order, Ward.
Yeah, and I think she's got a real bright future ahead of her, and coaches at Holiday Lanes have done a super job, and she's doing a super job, so this is a great experience, and I hope she doesn't get discouraged with it.
Oh, I don't think so at all. I think she's having the time of her life. And, well, she'll get another chance at a single pin spare. This one's in the middle. Again, we say she won a no-tap tournament at Holiday Lanes.
I know why.
I know why, too.
Oh, I think she covered this one.
She's covered it. Finally breaks that jinx of not being able to get a single pin, and she's got to be happy with her finish there. She'll finish it up in the 10th frame. She won the semifinal match against Leah Locke to make it here to the title match by defeating Locke 122 to 118. She's going to surpass her 122 total, so she's got to be happy with that for sure. And and again we'll leave one pin to finish up with a pretty nice game of 137. Nice shooting for Kelly Stevens. Here is Tina, 11 years of age, 6th grader at Skyline Middle School. She's working on 3 in a row. Just fires for that head pin.
She almost had another one.
Fires for that head pin. I'll tell you what, she knows where the head pin is.
Yes,
that's
she
for
does.
sure. She knows where that pocket is too. And she's going to have herself an outstanding game.
No, she won't have to worry about that 160 game patch on her sleeve.
She's
shooting
above
for a
that.
180.
She's above that if she can make this single pin spare, and she just rolls by it, and she's going to end this championship match in the prep girls competition by defeating Kelly Stevens. Final score, Tina Zaza, the winner, 168. Kelly Stevens, 137. These are 2 young ladies that I think we're going to hear from in the future.
Absolutely. They were outstanding scores for a 10-year-old and 11-year-old.
Again, the winner in the prep girls division is Tina Zaza, defeating Kelly Stevens. For Ward Novak, this is Len Holmquist. Hope you've enjoyed the bowling in the prep girls championship match of the Bowlers Gazette Top 10 tournament.
How and when did you become interested in bowling?
I started bowling at the age of 4. My mom managed a bowling center when I was growing up, so I took up bowling. After school, I was there all day and all night, and had nothing to do besides play video games and bowl, so that's how I started bowling, Mike.
What advice did you give to a younger bowler?
Well, I would first tell them to practice, 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 and you notice in the major tournaments that spares make or break you when you're talking about money. So I tell them practice spares. Striking will come, but practice spares in different types of lane conditions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Price Lane's Price's Corner. Len Holmquist in company with Ward Novak, ready to bring you the title match in the junior girls competition of the Bowlers Gazette Top 10 tournament. And this young lady is Christina Rose, 12 years old, from down Maryland way, and she's going to have a little business left for her in her opening frame with the 7-pin left standing. Christina is a student at Northeast Middle School. Does her junior bowling at Brookside Bowl under John Racine's program, Brookside Bowl in the Brookside Shopping Center down in Newark. No trouble whatsoever with that 7-pin. Did it like a true veteran, Mr. Ward Novak.
Yes, she did. She shot it from the right side.
Don't you love to see that?
Plenty of speed, right at the pin.
Now up is Tina Mascelli. Tina is 14 years of age. She's a student at Padua Academy. Carries an average about 148. Looked a lot better than 148 getting to the pocket on that hit.
Yeah, Tina has a real good approach. She keeps her arm swing real straight and is playing up the board. And that seemed to be where this is the same pair that we had earlier with Tom Smith, and he went straight up the lane. So she's playing in the championship spot.
And in case you missed that telecast, that program, Tom Smith winning the Delaware men's top 20 tournament title. Just holds on to make the spare. And we've got both of our players opening with spares. Tina got interested in bowling, as you might expect, because her parents, they got her started in league play. She likes to bowl. As far as tournaments are concerned, on the junior bowlers tour, she finished 5th, 3rd place in the top 10 Gazette tournament, city doubles 1st place, and now she's got a problem and looks heavenly.
She's looking for help.
Yeah, she's not going to get any advice up there, but never hurts to say a little prayer.
Tina's been bowling for 8 years. I think you may have mentioned that. She's a product of the Holiday coaching program again. Holiday's turned out some real good players over the years.
Well, the smart thing she did there is go for the 3 and get the 3. That's important because later on as the match develops, count may become very, very important. This is Christina Rose again. She took up bowling after watching it on television. Of course, that means the PBA Tour, the Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour, and she hits the pocket with authority, and they all go down. Her average is between 170, 175, and she smokes them. 15.5-pound ball.
And she threw it as hard as any of the guys that bowled in the top 20 tournament.
Yes, she did. She said that her dad had the most influence in her bowling ability because he has worked with her a lot. They both watch professional bowling on TV, and he points out things as the shows unwind. And boy, she's got them spinning and dashing. 7-pin won't go. Second opportunity she'll have at that 7-pin. She covered it easily in the opening frame on lane 3.
Seeing Christine's approach, and again, she's 12 years old using a fingertip ball, and she gets a lot of rotation on the shot, so she's got a pretty long, bright future ahead of her, I think, as a bowler.
A lot of good lift on the ball. Tina Mascelli is 14. Tina was ranked, actually seeded 4th into the top 5 stepladder finals. Other final games were decided earlier, with Tina defeating Leanne Welsh in a 2-frame roll-off. Both of them tied at 200 in regulation play. She won that 2-frame roll-off over Welsh 54-37, and then she defeated Kim Campanelli 174-157, and defeated also Elisa Cole 181-168, and does a pick job here. Gets herself in trouble.
Yeah, she just missed that spare by a little bit. She got an overreaction across the lane. She shot the spare correctly, but the ball hooked a little bit more than she anticipated.
By the way, we'd like to offer our great congratulations to Gary Trumbore for a great job of bringing back the youth bowler program, the Bowlers Gazette Top 10. Does a great job with it, and this is the byproduct of what he does. These young ladies here with that 10-pin count from Tina Mascelli. Gets her back in the match against Christina Rose. These junior girls, the junior girls' average in age is between 12 and 14. Christina is 12, smokes that pocket again. I'll tell you, Ward, if it were you and her battling in a match,
I just fold up, tent, and go home.
I was just going to say, my money's on her.
Yeah, I just fold up and go home.
Youth is on her side.
Absolutely.
For sure.
The old man's hands swell too fast.
She'll bowl, and she likes to do some youth bowling on Wednesday night down in Elkton at Elk Lanes. Saturday morning junior program at Brookside. A lot of authority on that shot. She'll have 1 pin left standing.
She's playing a pretty direct pocket, line to the pocket, and if it, in the olden days when I started, before I had to use a cane and became all decrepit.
Was the ball round at that time?
Wooden. But they used to call that the rocket to the pocket.
Good cover by Christina, and we'll continue with this championship match in the junior girls between Christina Rose and Tina Mascelli in just a moment.
How and when did you become interested in bowling?
Well, when I was growing up, I started bowling when I was 8 years old or so in the junior program at Price Lanes. I've known Gary Trumbore for a very long time. He used to run Bowlers Cadet youth tournaments and kind of bowled a bunch of them. And I actually kind of even led a youth top 10 tournament about 100 years ago. I've been bowling for a long time, and just it's worked out where my whole life has been bowling. I kind of helped out around the bowling center for a long time, and Gary was manager there and some other people. So I just been in bowling for a very long time, and just kind of it's worked up through the ranks where I get the opportunity to deal with the lady professionals all the time now.
What do you do on tour?
Well, I'm a company representative for Hammer Bowling Balls, and my job is to help assist some of the players on tour. There's a lot of the players out here that are hooked up with companies, as in Columbia and Ebonite and some other companies, and I have a representative on my staff named Robin Mascelli who I deal with all the time and lay out balls for her. What that is give her a pattern on a bowling ball to make it roll a certain way and help her get lined up on the lanes. And I help a lot of, there's a lot of people out here called free agents who are able to use any balls, and I kind of do the same for them, just kind of help them get good ball reaction and hopefully give them the opportunity to make the TV show. And been pretty fortunate where we've had some hammer balls on the TV show, and things are going very well. It's just my job basically is to help the bowlers bowl well. I just kind of assist them in doing different things and help them with surfaces on bowling balls and just general overall help them get more prepared to strike.
In the next. Back at Price Lanes, this is Tina Mascelli on lane 4. Goes a little wide with her shot. Tina counting 81 with an open through the 3rd. She did strike in the 4th, and now she's left herself with a multiple pin spare to try to pick up, and this one won't be easy. Tell us how it's done, Mr. Dr. Bowling.
No.
Somebody else had that title.
Somebody else had that one. She's going to line up, play this pretty much as a strike shot. And it looks like she's, it hooked at the last minute. I thought she had it covered from this angle.
Got a little bit of a bad break. Looked like she was going to cover it. You're right, and that's going to cost her a little bit because she's up against Christina Rose, who is so far unshakable.
I've watched her last couple of frames, too. I think she might be having a little bit of a problem with her thumb.
Goes a little bit Brooklyn, and will have one pin to cover. Tina, as I said, went into the top 5 seated in the 4th position. She has already won 3 matches to reach this championship game against Christina Rose. This one's not over yet. We're in the middle of the game, and she's got to get it going starting now. And she probably is going to need a little help from her opponent, not continuing to execute as well as she has done so far. But that, I don't think, is going to happen by Christina.
No, I think she's pretty well lined up. See if she goes as direct to the pocket again.
She has been perfect on this lane so far. This time, she will have one pin to cover. On our bio sheet, we asked the question, what do you like most about bowling tournaments and why? And she writes competition, and it's fun, and I like a challenge, and it's fun bowling against older kids to see if I can overcome them in tournaments, since the majority of my tournaments are against older kids than me, and she's got a great attitude.
Sure.
Take on the old people and beat up on them.
I also noticed that she's, her uncle Mike McClary has worked quite a bit with her, and I bowl with Mike on Thursday night at Blue Hen Lanes, and he is not bowled very long, but he's really improved, and I'm sure he's helped Christine along the way.
Big split, big split. Maybe you could pick up a few pointers from Mike as well. I mean, after watching what Christina's doing here.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, Mike comes to me too sometimes.
You'll have to say something to him. And Christina, by the way, has a wealth of wins in tournament competition. We'll tell you about that as our match goes on. She'll go for the single pin. First open that she's had. It's in the 7th frame, and she'll count 126. Leaves a little room for Tina, but Tina's got to get striking, and she's got to do it starting now. She is working on a spare with a 60 count through 5, spare in the 6th. Needs to get it up a little bit more. Just hasn't found the right line and has not felt comfortable at that line.
I think she's still having some problems with her thumb, and Quite honestly, I've watched her when she starts, and you can tell that she's a product of some really good coaching. She's got her knees flexed, she's got her upper torso a little bit leaning forward, gets the ball in motion really quick, and I think even though right now she's not bowling, I don't think her best, she's got a real good opportunity to bowl really, really well in the future.
Here she goes with her 12-pound ball, and
Nice
covers her
shot.
spare. Nice shot. That, to me, is always, when you've got that sleeper pin kind of waiting in the back, that's one of the tough shots in bowling.
For some of the higher average bowlers, that's the ones we just close our eyes and hope we make.
Hope. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it does not. She's using her quantum in this competition, the Brunswick quantum ball. She also, in her equipment bag, carries a 12-pound hammer ball, and again, she goes wide to the right side. She's just, I think you're right, I think she's hanging up, and it's causing her trouble, and she just cannot get out. She keeps looking at her thumb, and that's frustrating. You know, when you want to perform at your ultimate best, and you're just not able to do so because of some kind of problem like a thumb problem, and she's not got enough experience to maybe stop and make a correction on the ball or her equipment, or maybe doesn't know what to do, but we'll learn as she goes along.
Well, you keep hoping that somebody will tell you that you're coming back tomorrow and going to try again. But she keeps making those spares.
Yes,
and
she does.
She's right on that.
Nice cover by Tina Mascelli. Tina, of course, as I said earlier, goes to Padua Academy in Wilmington. Christina Rose will try to bounce back after her first open frame in the 7th. She's at 126, coming off the open here in the 8th. First time that she has missed the head pin, the pocket, really, on lane 4 in this match.
Yeah, and this one's going to be the tell, as they say, the tail of the tape. We're going to get an opportunity to see how she does with that sleeper pin, because as you mentioned, it is a tough shot. Christine's throwing the ball really hard, and this is a really an interesting opportunity for a chop. So we'll see if she can make the move here and get the ball where it belongs.
Good concentration, good deep knee bend, and will not get the sleeper pin. So she'll go open again. And that'll count her at 135 through 8. And actually, there is still a little time for Tina Mascelli.
You know, there's
not
some
a
room
lot
for Tina.
Not a lot, but there is some room. Remember, she has already won off camera 3 matches to reach this championship match against the #1 seed, Christina Rose. Looks good. 10-pin won't go. Key pin coming up for Christina.
Yeah, she needs to make this spare to really pretty much put it away. If she leaves it open, she's opening the door a little bit wider for Tina to jump back in the match.
Doesn't take a long time on the approach. Covers that 10-pin, and that will probably just about do it. She breathes a deep sigh of relief as we watch her come back off the approach, and she's happy now that that 10-pin is out of the way. This is the championship match in the Bowlers Gazette Top 10 tournament of junior girls competition. Girls between the ages of 12 and 14. From Price Lanes at Price's Corner, Len Holmquist and Ward Novak on hand, and a 2-pin spare to pick up for Tina.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Tina's having trouble. That ball just fell off her thumb.
Woe is me, she says, but there'll be more days and better days for Tina coming ahead. She's only 14 years of age and looks to certainly appear to have a bright future ahead of her, and she is having trouble. Went to the hammer ball that time. It won't work as well. And after having scores of, well, she tied in regulation in the opening match against Leanne Welsh, 200 both. She won in a 2-frame roll-off, 54-37. Then she had a 174 game and a win over Kim Campanelli. And she also had a 181 game. So this is the low water point for Tina, and a lot of it attributable to thumb problems. And you can see the distress on that young lady's face, and you have to feel for her a little bit to get this far and then have that happen to you. But Tina, there will be better days.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's got really good fundamentals in the game, and I don't think there's any question that another tournament, another day, she's going to bowl great.
She tried to protect herself a little bit with that last shot. Her final count is going to be in the 120s. Christina Rose will get the win. Let's check out her final total. Tina just shakes her head. Christine. Let's see if she can get to the pocket again. That's the second time in a row she's missed that pocket after being so on it early in this match. But
that goes back to that out-of-bounds area that we've had all day here.
But she does know that she has the title in hand. She will be the Bowlers Gazette Top 10 Tournament Junior Girls Champion. And I'm sure that all of the junior bowlers at Brookside Bowl in Newark applaud her, as well as all other junior bowlers in our area for her effort here.
Yeah, I'm sure John Racine will be real proud of her to bring that championship back home.
He certainly will. If anyone likes to see junior champions come back to roost, it's John Racine down at Brookside Bowl. She's going to finish up with a game in the 160s, maybe 170. Back to
she
the
laid
pocket.
that one down super. That was the best shot she threw the whole match.
Christina Rose is the Bowlers Gazette Top 10 Tournament Junior Girls Champion as she defeats her opponent Tina Mascelli in the title match. Final score, Christina Rose 171, Tina Mascelli 128. There's your champion, Christina Rose. For Ward Novak, this is Len Holmquist. Glad you could tune our way.
How and when did you get interested in bowling?
I was about 8 years old when I first started bowling, and I was the youngest. My dad, we have 4 girls. I have 3 older sisters, and he started us all real young. And I just started then, and I've been bowling ever since.
What advice would you give to any younger bowlers?
Well, I think I would go the definitely collegiate route. I learned a lot in college bowling, and I probably wouldn't be bowling now if I hadn't gone to college. And from there I went to Team USA, and it definitely all prepared me for bowling out on tour. I think I had a lot of success early because of all of the experience I got through that.